Regional Chairperson and Vice Chairperson of the Board. On behalf of the Board of Management, we start tonight's AGM with the acknowledgement of country. In the spirit of reconciliation, Enhanced Lifestyles Board acknowledge the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connection to land, sea and community. We pay our respect to the Kaurna people, to their elders past and present, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal, Torres Strait and Islander peoples today. On behalf of the Board, I would like to welcome everyone to the 2021-2022 AGM. It is really great to see you all in person again. Many people here have had a long journey with Enhanced Lifestyles, so it's really good to see you here tonight. I'd like to hand over to the CEO, Andrew Ellis, who will take us through the housekeeping arrangements for this evening. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you, Trudy, and I'd like to just add my welcome to that which Trudy has already given, and thank you everybody for coming along to our annual general meeting tonight. There's a couple of things I'd like to point out in terms of this evening. We've got 4 lifestyle attendants here to assist you throughout the night, and if the lovely ladies at the back can give us a wave when I call out their name. We've got Debbie, Minnie, Asmita and Linda. So thank you all for coming along and joining us tonight. Kirsten, who's in the front row, and Jamie from our staff are also here to assist with anything that you might need, and Lisa, our board support officer sitting with Trudy and I at the front, is also here to assist with anything you might need as well. Accessible toilet facilities are located at the rear of the venue. If you ask one of our relays, they can help show you through to where that is. And there's other toilet facilities located just outside the door here to my right. In the unlikely event that we need to evacuate, we can exit from the front entrance doors of the sunrooms, so that's down the back, where the emergency exit sign is, and make our way to the left and then around to the rear of the building to the car park behind the building. There's an assembly point at the rear fence line of the property, and if required, we'll follow instructions that are given to us by staff then. If you haven't already, please grab a cab charge voucher for your return home trip as needed from either Jamie up here at the TV, computer, phone desk, or from our LA Asmita. At the end of the meeting, we encourage you to stay and enjoy some light refreshments and have a chat together, catch up on old friendships, and we'd love to have more of an informal conversation and chat after that. Thank you.
That's the one. This AGM covers the financial year of 2021 and 2022, and I'll move through the agenda as quickly as possible. Members will have an opportunity to ask questions of the board later at item 8 on the agenda. So if you have any questions as we go, could you try and save them until then to allow us to get through more quickly? Of course, if you have any questions before endorsing or voting on items, please feel free to ask at this time. I would like to ask Andrew to read out the attendees who are here today, and we acknowledge those who are on our Facebook Live feed.
Thanks, Trudy. Attendees that we have here tonight, roughly in alphabetical order: Andrew Bagley, who's our HR manager at Enhanced Lifestyles; Peter Barney, one of our board members; Louise Raybon, one of our board members up for renewal tonight; Gordon Brown, board member as well; Chris Brown; Nigel Davis; Jamie Daniel on staff; myself, Andrew Ellis; Trudy Jett as our vice chair and acting chair; Damien Hearn, who's our general manager of corporate services, also CFO; Susie Coles, Minnie Cow; Debbie Lambert; Nick Lopez, one of our board members; Richard Morovic; Tulva Mikolakis, sorry, I'm going to get some names wrong; Asmita Patel; Linda Price; Tony Radway; Lara Richardson; Linda Richardson; Lisa Shaw, our board support officer; Chris Spencer; Kirsten Tate; Andrew, sorry, I missed that one; Michael Ebdell; Manpreet Kaur; And then we have a few apologies, including from board member Anna Ferruccia, who's unwell and not able to make it, from our member Mandy Fuss, from Suzanne McKenzie, Sue McKenzie, as we know her as, retiring board member, Andrew Tickle, our auditor from BDO, is a late apology, he's been unwell. Marnie Treblecock also an apology. Thank you, Judy.
Okay. So item 2.2, we're going to adopt the agenda. Has everyone got an agenda or seen it?
Pretty, but I have one pretty.
Okay, have you got spare agendas? Does anybody else need one?
To Richard at the back of the
Right, you have it. Is everybody okay now? Alright. Is everybody happy to adopt the agenda as provided? Don't you need one? You got a spare?
Go on.
I've got, yeah, I just there one here. This is Chris's. Which is okay. Kristen, can you take this piece of paper up to Chris, that's the big line of the rock. Is that like yeah.
So that guy there, sorry.
Okay. Has everybody seen the agenda? Is everybody happy to adopt the agenda? Right, then first and second, or is that okay? Does anyone have a conflict of interest to declare? Andrew, can you explain a conflict of interest to those that don't know?
So a conflict of interest is if someone has a different role within the organisation other than being here really as a member tonight, particularly if that hasn't been disclosed before. But I think it's more a matter of formality for us in terms of tonight, because we're aware of any conflicts that there are existing from board members and from customers as members in general.
No conflicts of interest. Are there any alterations to the minutes from 2020-2021 AGM? Okay, you got an email of the minutes. Did anybody have any comments to make on that? Okay. So do I have a mover for the 20 of Louise and Chris? Thank you. All in favour? Okay. So the minutes have been accepted, thank you. I'd now like to hand it back over to Andrew, just to pay microphone ping pong for the CEO report.
Thank you. It's been a privilege to lead our Enhanced Lifestyles team over the past 12 months. Our organisation has been through considerable change, focused on creating a sustainable organisation that can better serve our customers now and into the future. This year we've also navigated the challenges of the COVID-19 outbreak. I'm proud of our team who've adapted and dealt with considerable change day to day, including the supports in place around customers and lifestyle attendants who are affected. The last count I saw, we had probably 100 staff, mainly LAs, but many of our office-based staff who tested positive to COVID, and at least 80 different customers who tested positive to COVID who we were needing to continue to provide services for. So it's been quite a significant effort from staff put into managing all of that to support our customers with their needs through that time. There's been a renewal of leadership team this year. Even in a tight and difficult recruitment market, we've attracted people with the right combination of heart and smart, who live out Enhanced Lifestyles' vision of being member and customer-led. We're fortunate now to have one of the best management teams in the sector, who are working productively together to support customers, to lead our staff, and to improve every element of how we operate. Throughout 2022, you've probably noticed the new branding designs and different communications out to customers, which has been led by our new marketing manager, Tom Ripple. Tom and his team, with Jamie and Kirsten, are supporting our improved communications with customers and community engagement opportunities like lifestyle lunches and coffee clubs, and other events like the recent Disability Ageing and Lifestyle Expo, which I think some of you were at last weekend. We're excited to have Catherine Broadbent join as General Manager Operations in April, having come from one of the leading and largest in-home care and community support organisations in South Australia under the aged care system. She's been leading our clinical, our supported independent living, and service delivery and customer relations teams to improve how they operate and provide a better service to customers with well-trained lifestyle attendant staff. Our support coordination business has grown considerably across the financial year under the leadership of Sarah Sayer. While some customers are having support coordination removed from their NDIS plan, we are regularly having new customers come to us for supports, with now over 200 customers relying on us for that service or support coordination. Our support coordination team also includes our dynamic group of psychosocial recovery coaches, who are providing supports and services to individuals with mental health as part of their NDIS funding. We're excited to be building one of the larger teams of recovery coaches in the state as well. We are well supported by a strong people and culture team led by Andrew Bagley, and our HR team have helped to build a positive and engaged workforce culture, ensure compliance with the many NDIS requirements, and to recruit lifestyle attendants and other staff as needed. In fact, our team in HR recruited 115 different lifestyle attendants in the last 12 months, which is quite a significant effort and number as part of how we service and support our customers. It's been a priority for me as CEO to spend time in our regional offices, supporting their growth and development. We commenced moving office in Mount Gambier in February and held our official opening there in June. Positioned right next door to the local area coordinator, Mission Australia, that new office space will enable us to better support our customers and staff throughout the Limestone Coast region and to become a drop-in centre for customers and staff alike. Finding a more suitable office for us in Berry has been a priority as well over the last year. And after some delays, we've purchased a new property up there as well. The work is underway to fit out this building based on our needs, and what it says in the annual report you've got in front of you is that further announcements about that will be made in coming months when it opens. But what I can share with you today is, having seen photos today taken of the office, that it's getting very, very close to being finished. Painting's been done, all the electrical work's been done, data is in. Today they've been putting new carpets through the building, and the architect is working through designs about some future phases of work we're going to do in the new year to make it even more accessible than it is at the moment and to improve that accessibility. Next week we'll be having furniture go in for the staff to be able to move there, probably the week after, and I'm going to be up there in about 2 weeks' time just to help put the finishing touches on getting the building ready for customers and ready for our staff to be moving into, so I'm really looking forward to that. Can I make another announcement about property? Are you happy if I say that, Trudy, in front of the room here? I'll go off script for a minute. We're also really excited that the board has approved just a couple of weeks ago purchasing a new property here in Adelaide, and in the new year we're going to be moving office a little bit further up Port Road, closer to the city, where we will be placed about 400 or 500 metres away from the tram station, just down the road from the entertainment centre, and we'll be in Disability Services Central, on the same side of the road in between Vita and Anglicare, and just opposite Maxima, if any of you know already of those buildings are, but a little bit closer to the city. So that's really exciting to have a new office space that we're going to move our Adelaide office to. It reflects the growth in the staff numbers in the organisation over the last several years, and we're also looking to put together some facilities there that will help us with better training facilities for our staff, for our lifestyle attendants in particular, have some great meeting facilities for board meetings to be able to work effectively there, and other meeting room facilities to be able to have customers come in for sign-up meetings, for plan reviews, for any of those meetings, because at the moment we've only got one training room, meeting room for the entire business, and it's just too cramped with the space that we've got. So I think that's an exciting piece of news given the growth and the opportunity in the market and in being able to provide the services we do to many other people moving forward, and it will give us a really good springboard to support many more people living with disability in Adelaide into the future as well. So the property will settle 2 weeks from today on the 18th of November, and we're already planning the work that we need to get done in order to be able to move in, and targeting move-in date. Fingers crossed, and lots of hard work to go between now and then late January or February of next year to be able to get moving in there, with some further work to take place over other phases subsequent to that. So it's really exciting. I'm excited for that one especially. We've lost a few key staff over the last year, including Corporate Services Manager Lee Goodenough and Quality Manager Russell George. I'd like to thank each of them and acknowledge those and other who left the organisation in a better place than when they started a few years ago. I'd also like to thank our management team for their hard work and cooperation across the year. Each day, our group of managers wake up thinking about what we can do to improve enhanced lifestyles, and we come to work to do that every day to the benefit of our customers and you as our members. We've been ably supported this year by a number of external consultants who brought additional skills and expertise to our management and enabled us to progress with key activities. That has included Andrew Beats and Kate Davis at Pitcher Partners, who are our external accountant, Ben Farrell from B Squared, who's helped with service delivery and recruitment process reviews to help improve our systems, our consistency, our efficiency, our effectiveness in supporting you with the rostering and with our customer relations and recruitment processes for lifestyle attendants. We've also been supported by Anita Gardner at Techability. She's been working with us around master planning our future needs around software and helping us to project manage, working towards that, which will see us update our software systems in 2023 to enable us to provide better services as well for customers. We've also been supported by Christy Lum at InSync, who's helped us with the customer survey earlier this year and with an employee engagement survey that we did just before Christmas last year. We're actually going to be relaunching next week a new customer survey and a new employee engagement survey, because we really want to hear what it is that you think we're doing well and what you think we could be doing better. And so for everyone in the room, lifestyle attendants, you'll be getting an engagement survey very soon next week, and customers and members, you'll be getting a survey from us as well, asking some questions about what we can do to improve and to do things even better. I know from last year, where I was a bit more involved in the process of that we had a number of different options from an accessibility point of view for how you can complete the customer survey. There'll be the opportunity to be able to do that online, but if it's easier for you to have someone ring you and be able to talk through it, then we can offer that service as well. And your responses will all be anonymous. We as management and the board won't see what individuals have written, but that will be compiled together in a way that enables us to learn from and take that feedback on board for how we can improve. Also, I want to acknowledge Nicole Jason, our Underwood Executive, who helped us with the recruitment of a few key managers. Nick Lopez at Morris Forensic, who became a board member a few months ago, late last year, helped us with an accounting review, which was most helpful, and that was how we got to know him, and has led to him subsequently coming onto the board. We've also had good support from Kay Smith and Shannon Luca at EMA Legal, our legal advisors on a number of matters, and I'd also acknowledge Andrew Tickle from BDO, who is our audit partner, and his team, David Whiteway and others who've been supporting us for the audit. Lastly, I'd like to give a big thank you to our board and our board members represented here tonight. I do feel truly blessed to work with and to be able to learn from this amazing team who put our organisation and its customers first in all of their decision making.
Thanks, Andrew. I'm kind of busy here. So I don't lose my voice, so I'm just going to ask Lisa to read out the chairperson report.
Thank you, Trudy. Happy to do that. Please excuse my eyes down while I'm reading.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Yes.
Andrew, did you forget to acknowledge in your report?
I'm sorry, could you say that again, Richard?
Did you, in the notes, under your chief executive report, were you going to acknowledge a past chairman?
We're about to do that as well as part of the chairperson's report.
I apologise.
Yeah, I think that's a good call out, Richard. I do want to acknowledge the recent passing of our chair of Deb Clark. I think that took a lot of us by surprise, and I learned a lot from her in the short time of us being able to work together, and I'm certainly grateful for what I was able to learn from her. I know there's people in the room who've got friendships with Deb that go back 40 years, 50 years, maybe longer, and that she will be deeply and sorely missed by so many people in and through our organisation. She's had an incredible role to play within Enhanced Lifestyles. She actually, the chairperson's report that sits under Trudy's name a bit tonight was actually written by Deb just before she went into hospital the last time. So the words that you're about to hear from Lisa were actually words written by Deb back in about September. So we do want to acknowledge Deb's contribution and the time that she had on the board, and an amazing contribution that she provided us. So thank you, Richard, for that reminder as well.
It's my honour to read the report. The financial year 2021-22 has seen a consolidation as we have strengthened our systems and capabilities across the association. This has included renewal and expansion of the board, appointment of a new CEO, and developing plans to improve our core systems such as software. We move on to membership matters. Being member-led is the heart of who we are and sets us apart from other disability service associations. That's why we ask new customers signing up whether they would also like to become a member. The board feels strongly that there is an important place for the views and experience of members with lived experience of disability to play in the governance of the association. With ILC grant support, we continue to provide training and information to Enhanced Lifestyles members who are interested in becoming board members. We want to encourage any members who are interested in becoming board members to put out their hand to be a part of this program, which is free, and we'll work with you to have you ready and confident to undertake your role. We value customers who have views on where our organisation should be heading to consider joining as a member to give you a greater say. Under leadership renewal, our board increased its size this year with a new customer member and skill-based board members. Customer Sue McKenzie was voted onto the board by members in March 2022 after being part of our ILC grant-funded program with AFDO, where she has received training and informal mentoring over the previous 12 months. Sue has been joined by new skill-based board members Nick Lopez and Peter Barney. Nick brings accounting and business expertise, while Peter has worked in allied health as CEO and has over 20 years board experience. The board appointed Andrew Ellis as interim CEO in August 2021, and following a robust performance review process in early 2022, made the decision to appoint him as CEO. Board development. The board has continued to take an approach of continuous improvement to ensure a strong and competent board with professional development, such as attending the NDIS conference and truly commencing the AICD Foundations of Directorship program. Moving on to compliance and risk, the board has continued its focus on ensuring compliance with the NDIS practice standards by regularly reviewing reports and liaising directly with the NDIS Quality and Safeguards Commission when necessary. While we recognise the importance of delivering services which comply with legal and NDIS standards, we want to do this in a way that gives control, independence and dignity to our customers. We receive a quarterly report from management on the various compliance activities being undertaken to ensure that we are meeting legal and other requirements. As part of changes from the NDIS, we have implemented new NDIS processes for dysphagia, bill planning and emergency management. Moving on to finances. Shall I Google it?
Before we come back to that a bit later.
Yes, absolutely.
And finances, as we invest in improving our systems and working in an environment with increased cost of labour and COVID, the financial surplus was less this year than previous. After revenues of $18,126,000 on the 30th of June, the profit to the association was $293,704. Surpluses are reinvested back into the association with initiatives that help us improve services to customers, such as through our office spaces and through community engagement events like the Adelaide Lifestyle Lunches and the Riverland Country Club each month. We are always looking for new initiatives to assist our customers and members have choices which make their daily life easier. Reflections. In this, my last annual report as Chair, it is appropriate to pause and reflect on how we have evolved as an association during my time on the board. Approximately 30 years ago, two like-minded people came together to develop an association that was totally governed by its members, making it possible for people with disability to live independently in a community. Our ethos came out of a rights-based approach, putting people with disability in control of their services in home and around the board table before this was thought possible in Australia and before the rights for disabled persons were even recognised by the UN. Back then, this model would have been seen as risky and pushing boundaries, and in fact it was incredibly innovative and unique. Enhanced Lifestyles has adapted to disability reforms and the introduction of the NDIS while maintaining its uniqueness, growing from about 4 to 6 office staff and 90 customers when I commenced on the board in 2014 to over 300 customers by 2020 and now 400. Looking forward, there are challenges before us like how much to grow, what services to provide and what to focus on. But as I step back as Chair, I'm pleased to know that the association is in good hands. With a history like ours, it's important for Enhanced Lifestyles to remain focused on the original values, honouring customers' rights to live as independently as possible in a community, respecting and supporting the lifestyle and daily choices of each individual. We need courage to continue providing something different to other service providers in terms of our values and ethos that truly allow customers to live their own lives the way they want to. We also shouldn't be afraid of feeling uncomfortable when there is a need to put forward a position if customers' rights are being imposed upon through compliances. And finally, some words around a strong team. On behalf of the board, I'd like to thank our members and customers who choose Enhanced Lifestyles as their service provider. We appreciate your valued feedback, which helps to make us what we are. Thank you also to our lifestyle attendants, who are the face of Enhanced Lifestyles, for being there in people's homes supporting our customers. I'd also like to thank the Enhanced Lifestyles operations staff who provide support to our customers and lifestyle attendants to ensure a quality service is provided on a daily basis. And finally, I'd personally like to thank the members of the board who devote their time to the association. Your dedication to Enhanced Lifestyles, its members and customers and employees, is greatly appreciated. That's beautiful, wasn't it?
Thanks for that. Just wait for the page, please. Thanks, Lisa. We're now going to go to the Treasurer's report. So I'd like to get Nick Lopez to come up the front and we'll read a statement on Anna's behalf.
Over to you.
Stand over here so I'm out of the camera shot. Just before I get into Anna's report, I just wanted to say a big thank you to Trudy, Andrew, the rest of the board and all the members here for having me on as a skill-based board member. And I look forward to working with everyone here and keeping Enhanced Lifestyles a successful customer-focused organisation. So, to Anna's Treasurer's report, the 2022 financial year for Enhanced Lifestyles generated a financial surplus, albeit smaller than in recent years. Revenue increased from last year to the 2022 year to 18.1 million, an increase of 1.7%. The financial result was a surplus of 293,000 for the year, which was lower than the 2.4 million surplus last year. The reduction in our surplus was driven by a number of increases in costs, particularly the additional cost of managing COVID, investment in improvements operationally, for example, property systems and software, and lifestyle and attendant wage increases. Enhanced Lifestyle's balance sheet remains healthy after several years of strong growth, with net assets and accumulated surpluses growing to 7.9 million. Our cash flow is strong and is supported by reductions in the amount of money owing to us. The current ratio, which is current assets over current liabilities, remain very healthy and moved to effectively 5 to 1, which will allow the organisation continued growth with improved infrastructure. So looking ahead to this financial year, or the 2023 financial year, the 2023 financial year has seen the appointment of an experienced CFO and General Manager of Corporate Services, Damien Hearn. Damien and CEO Andrew Ellis are working with the Board and Finance Committee to improve our policies, procedures, internal controls and monitoring of financial performance. Just things have improved massively already my time involved with the organisation, so things are definitely on the move. So I'd like to recommend the financial accounts to the members for approval and move that the financial statements be accepted. But we're of course happy to take any questions if there is any. I'm sure myself, Andrew and Trudy and Damien can field any questions if there are any.
So we had a question from Paul, one of our members watching. He asked, what is the cost line for lunches and coffee clubs?
How much we're spending on those things. Do a calculation in my head, it's probably in the order of 10 to 15,000 dollars a year.
Yep.
Can you repeat the question, please?
What is
So we had a question from Paul McCoy, who's watching online. Thank you, Paul, for your question. And he asked the question of roughly how much money is being spent each year on coffee clubs, which is up in the Riverland, and on our lifestyle lunches that members are available to attend through the course of the year. The answer to that, I'm going a bit off the top of my head with a calculation rather than a hard number in front of me, but as an order of magnitude, it would be roughly between $10,000 and $15,000 that we put through into that. I might just add, if I may, embellish a little bit more on Bill's question and comment. We see those activities as a really important part of community engagement and a really important part of what makes Enhanced Lifestyles unique. We're going through some planning as management of the Rhino around how we can expand the range of community events and engagement pieces like that in 2023. We've got some ideas for how we might do that, but we're getting that work to a place where we want to hear more from customers and from members around what you want, and being able to have some other events that appeal to different parts of our customer demographic to be able to be involved with like that. So all are welcome if you've got any suggestions you want to send through to us on the staff, or want to have a conversation if you've got any ideas for how we can do more of that. Okay.
So I think if there aren't any more questions, we need to move the accounts and have them approved.
Orders first. The seconder, Rick, thanks Rick.
That's me.
All in favour? Thank you. So the financial statements have been approved for 21 and 22. Moving on to item 6, the acceptance of the annual report. Can I have somebody to move and second the annual report? Louise first. Gordon second. All in favour? Thank you. So we've moved as well. So Louise first. Gordon second. All in favour? So item 7 is the appointment of the auditor. So BDO have done a very thorough audit for us this year. The board would like to recommend the appointment of BDO as our auditor for 22-23. If I can have a mover and a seconder. Gordon, can I hand it to somebody else? We'll go Rick and Chris. Chris Spencer. All in favour? Thank you. So the members have appointed BDO as the auditor. Questions from the members to the board? Has anybody got anything they'd like to ask any one of us?
I have one question that relates back to the financials with regards to buildings and costs. Can you please tell me, does it include the new purchase of Riverland, or does that not fall in the period?
Sorry, Richard, which one was that you're referring to?
In the financials,
Yes.
that buildings and costs, does that include the Arlington as well as Riverland, or does Riverland not fall in the period when it was purchased?
So the question is, the buildings at cost line in the balance sheet
Yes.
of the financial statements, does it include the Newberry office? So the answer would be yes. The purchase of that went through in May. And so the number reflected there would represent 3 different buildings, which is, as at the moment in time on 30th of June, buildings owned was building at Welland, our old or existing office in Berry, and the new office in Berry. So we bought the new one in May, and the old one has gone onto the market as of a couple of weeks ago for sale, and that will hopefully in the next financial year come off the books then. Actually, sorry. I might come back to Louise's question before about what dysphagia was. I'm glad I checked. I had a half knew what it was, but I'm glad I just checked. So dysphagia relates to people who have trouble with swallowing. And so late last year, early this year, we had there was 3 different areas of new NDIS practice standards that got released with very short notice for implementation. One was around dysphagia, one was around emergency management, which is actually quite topical at the moment with a lot of work we're doing to support customers up in the Riverland. There's some increased waters flow through the Murray up there. But the comment in the Chair's report related to work we needed to do around compliance with supporting customers with that need.
Has anybody got any other questions for the board? No? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to hand over to Andrew for the service certificates, the acknowledgement and presentation. And so Louise, I'd like to ask you to come up front as well.
Thank you, Trudy, and thank you, Louise, for coming up with your support as well. So service certificates this year, this is for lifestyle attendants and other staff who've reached major milestones in their service with the organisation. We'd like to acknowledge our staff who've made a contribution over an extended period, and we usually recognise that at 5 years, 10 years and 20 years of service. So receiving a certificate tonight is going to be lifestyle attendant Linda Richardson, who's worked with Enhanced Lifestyles for a period of 20 years. So well done, Linda. Congratulations on that. I'll read out the other numbers that we've got for some other achievements, and if Linda wants to make her way to the front, the reason we brought Louise up here is that Louise is going to hand you your certificate, your recognition. And I understand that you've been working with Louise for the better part of 20 years also, so it's special for you to be able to do that together. So I'll just read out the other people that we're acknowledging in terms of the length of service. So we've had 5 other lifestyle attendants during this year who've reached 10 years of service. So that's Cassandra Reeve, Kelly Matchin, Kirsty Walker, Josie Marsh, and Vades Malekalai. We've had quite a long number of staff who've reached 5 years of service, quite a number of lifestyle attendants. Rania Dowd, Sally Daff, Denise Axon, Josephine Miller, Joanna Treblecock, Kawaljit Kaur, David Elliott, Sarah Hale, Trudy Kane, Victoria Thompson, Laura Lee. My apologies if I've got the pronunciation of any of those wrong. And lastly, I also want to acknowledge Evan Moss, who is our Learning and Development Officer, who is in the office-based staff and has reached 5 years of service this year. We actually recognised Emma and celebrated her service earlier this week amongst staff in the office while we were together for lunch. So I'd like to list and name all of those people and thank them. But we will pause to take a photo and to recognise and thank Linda. So perhaps we'll acknowledge Linda one more time in the short way. That's all right.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We're going to go again with Trudy.
Our post will
Oh, sorry. I'm everywhere. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
You will have received a bio as part of our official AGM invitation for Louise Braybon. The chairperson has received 3 proxy votes, which I'll pass now to Damien. Okay. We currently have 1 vacant position for full board members, so if you are interested in joining us as a casual vacancy in the future, we would welcome you with open arms. Sorry. I will just give an update on who is stepping down. In line with the amendments to the Constitution in 2020, 1/3 of the board must step down each year. This is to allow for new people to join who can bring fresh ideas to the board. They have the option of renominating or being nominated. This year, Gordon Brown, Suzanne McKenzie and Anna Ferrugia are each stepping down and not renewing their term. I would like to thank and acknowledge Gordon, Suzanne and Anna for their contribution to Enhanced Lifestyles. Gordon has served as a board member for 3 years and has been a strong advocate for individuals living with disability, committed to supporting their well-being. Gordon played an important role in looking over our Newberry office and keeps us updated about the lunch groups and other customers. On behalf of the board, I would like to thank Gordon for his dedication to the role and responsibility as an Enhanced Lifestyle board. So I'll just get Lisa to pass me the magic envelope. So Gordon, we have a small gift to give you, and I'll come up to you for your recognition of service. Suzanne joined the board as a member at the last AGM after learning and expanding her skills required with our project officer Cheryl through our mentor program. Suzanne offered a lot of good suggestions and had a lot of input to the Board of Management. As Suzanne could not join us tonight, we have sent flowers to her home in recognition of her service. We can have a clap for Suzanne. Anna has contributed about 5 years' service to the board. She brought a skilled background of HR, finance and business understanding. She has been a committed member and filled roles of secretary and treasurer over the board team. She has been a great support to our core board members, having spent most of her term as the only school-based board member. Tonight, in recognition of Anna's service, we're going to have some flowers delivered to her home as well. And Anna, I know you can't hear me, but we welcome you back. This card's in the first word. Okay. Simple word. So now we're going to be voting for the election of our new board member. We have asked Damien to oversee the voting process tonight. So we are using an online voting system this evening, and Jamie has sent details to your mobile devices. Where a mobile device is not available, a hard copy voting form was given to you when you arrived this evening. Okay. So I've got on my phone something. How do I vote? Is that what you have? Okay. Is anybody else having problems? Rick? Chris, are you right? Lee?
Good time.
Gordon, are you okay? Tola, are you okay? Do you guys need help? Do you need help? You need paper? Kirsten, I need it for 1, 2. My phone went to Thanks, guys. Voting has now closed, and Damien has just advised me that the majority have accepted release. Alright, I'm now going to close the meeting. Before I close the meeting, I would just like to thank a few people. To all the members who came tonight and continue to support our association, thank you for your attendance. It means a lot to us and we value your contributions. To the approximately 400 members who choose to purchase services from us, thank you. To all the staff of Enhanced Lifestyles, thank you for your ongoing commitment to the association and to customers individually. To all the last year's board, thank you. You have committed many hours towards the benefit of the association. Thanks also to BDO for supporting us with the audit. Finally, I would like to sincerely thank Andrew Keller, CEO. The board appreciates your dedication and commitment. I will now close the meeting at 18:58. Thank you. And down the back tables, there's going to be refreshments that are coming out. So please hang around for a bit and have something to eat and drink. Yummy food, I'm told. Thank you.